What up, my geeks? Jeffrey Powers here from Geekazine, and today we're back. We're doing another vlog, and today we're going to take a look at this little thing right here. It's the Oculus Go, which is what was announced at Facebook F8 last week. I got mine here. So first of all, Jeffrey Powers over at Geekazine, Think Magazine, Put in a Geek, of course, facebook.com/Geekazine. youtube.com/Geekazine. You get the idea. So I'm just going to check the sound really quick. Hold on. 3, 2, 1. There we go. Sounds good. So, of course, you can go over to Geekazine and check everything out. We've got a lot of cool stuff over there. Had Connor just write up this one about the Cutbox 3-camera video production studio, which is really interesting because it kind of looks like a security system turned into a live streaming box, and I'm really interested to see this. I'll see if I can get one in house to play with it. But right now, that's a pretty cool article. Of course, last couple weeks I've been on travel, which is why we didn't do a video last week. So I was at Interop ITX. I show you the show floor. The week before we were in California at Datrium doing a live build day. So you can check that out. And of course, we have all the videos from NAB, NAM, CES, and all the other events. You can see it over at geekazine.com. You can also go to youtube.com/Geekazine, where you can find out more on that. And then, of course, the Facebook page over at facebook.com/Geekazine, where nothing's there. Nothing's there. What? Let's, first of all, let's close that out. And then let's refresh that. What's on at the home? There we go. And you see some of the photos and some of the other cool stuff, including Geekazine Live. I don't know if you know this, but I do a lot of live stuff for other people. So I started Geekazine Live, which is basically the business to live stream your events. So if you've got an event and you need somebody to come in and do a multi-camera thing, small venue, maybe even small theater in some cases, let me know. You can tweet me over at Geekazine. We can get all the logistics out and go from there. So last couple of weeks we've had many different people asking questions over on the YouTube channel. So let's just go into the community and do that really quick here. First of all, Charlie Brown asked, what type of mic do I recommend for gaming? He uses a Behringer XM 8500, which is a dynamic handheld microphone. Usually at that point, dynamic handheld microphones don't pick up as much of the room as like a cardioid or one of the other microphones like not in that series, but there's many different types of microphones. You can get USB and XLR. That's an XLR microphone, so maybe a USB microphone would be in line like the blue raspberry microphone, or maybe something like the IK Multimedia HD microphone, where you can kind of adjust the sound pickup that will then ultimately get the room going. But if your room is bouncy or noisy, then the best thing to do is to start thinking about the room ambiance. I mean, in this room, I have pads set up to keep the room from sounding bouncy. I have canvas set up, so it's just like go to Goodwill and pick up a canvas backdrop or something like that and put it up on the wall. That actually helps with the sound bounce. A carpet area rug in the middle of the floor, that helps as well. You want to have a combination of a little bit of bounce and no bounce, so to give it a little bit more flavor when it comes to doing that. But if anything, you just build yourself a box, put the microphone in the box and talk in the box. That works too, if you're not doing video, of course. So we have Sky asking about the recently anxiously await the release of the G5 of the ZBook line. This was the ZBook by HP, and he asked about a whole bunch of stuff. And should he go with precision or something else? Well, since we did the NAB videos, you know, that's all I had. And a lot of people, you know, they were kind of saying, oh man, you know, I wanted to see more of the laptops, and that's all well and good. And if I had more time to actually just get in there and do that, I could. But the bottom line is, you only have so much time with some of these vendors, and you don't want to hog the time because other people are asking the same questions. So you try and get your video and get out of there. And so in that's the case, is I probably should have gotten some more B-roll, but because you really asked for it. But they really, I should, on the computers, especially that Dell Precision where it had the Ethernet jack in the back, I basically showed you what the differences are on the laptop, because everybody's seen a laptop. They know that they have USB ports and they have HDMI ports and that. And if something's different, something strays from that, then I'd show that to you. But really, it's just the same old laptop. So, ICG's asking where Beat Buddy 2 is. Good question. I haven't talked to the folks over at Beat Buddy since NAMM. I will send them out an email and ask them that question. And let's see, new subscriber. Thank you very much, Wandering Green Man. Glad you liked the video. This is how to use YouTube. I'm not exactly sure which video that was. I can't see the. It doesn't give me the full full title there. So, let's see what else. Oh, somebody was asking about the treatments. Are you doing at what stages, please? There is no stage in Bell's palsy. About a year and a half ago, I developed Bell's palsy, so the left side of my face stopped working. It's gotten a lot better. A lot of people noticed it, but I have a lot of issues. Like today, it just feels really dead on this side, really tight. My eyes constantly watering. So if I do this, it's not... You know, I'm sad for you guys, but I'm also watering. It just happens. And then, of course, the hearing. The big thing was about a month ago, when I'm in these high-end, you know, very busy rooms and stuff like that, the ear kind of closes itself up. Well, about a month ago, it actually popped, and I got better hearing in those situations, but it still does that close-up thing. It's kind of hard to explain, but you know, it's like if you put a earplug in one ear and you can hear yourself over anybody else. That's kind of that sound, and it's really hard to hear in those situations, but it's gotten a lot better. Another one asking about the comparison on the two machines. So you can check out all the comments there. I'll try and highlight the best ones as we go. So thank you guys for got a few people watching right now. Thank you guys very much for checking out the show. We're gonna continue on here. Of course, you can always go over to youtube.com/Geekazine. So and be part of the of all the videos and everything like that. Woo! That crashed. That's interesting. Try that again. All right, let's get into some news. And the big news, of course, was the big F8. Now let's just close that out. The big F8 event that happened over last week in California. I was there. I just left California and F8 started, so I probably should have stuck around a day just to be part of the keynote, but I didn't put some thought into that, so no, I didn't. But anyway, they had of course, Mark Zuckerberg came up and made some major announcements. The big one, of course, the Oculus Go, which I have right here. We're going to talk about that in a minute. The dating app. A lot of people are really concerned. They're thinking to themselves, okay, you just talked about privacy in front of the congressional committee, and now you're putting out a dating app. And it's like, I come back to the bottom line is that, you know, hey, they've already had this thing in the works. This was in production. And then about 3 weeks ago, the privacy issues came to light, or, well, came to an end, and Mark Zuckerberg said, fine, I will testify. I will go in front of Congress and answer all their questions, which was really just this media circus that happened, and a bunch of people that knew that they could get some good face time because people will be watching this. So they they have to figure out their own questions. Because normally in a situation like that, you don't have that many people coming up. They don't. A lot of them don't care too much. But I think in this case there was a lot of FaceTime, so they wanted to put their best questions forward, which some of them didn't. That's for sure, and a lot of us techie people kind of knew that. So, but they already had this in the works. So, should they have pushed back the dating part of Facebook? I don't know. That's was really their decision. They decided to move forward with it, and now we have a dating app inside Facebook. The best part about it is you can activate it. It's not like you're going to be instantly in a dating app. It's not like you're going to be seeing your friends in dating apps. It's not going to see like an ad that says, hey, you know, your friend Joan is in the dating app. You should go date her. It's not going to do stuff like that. It's going to be as private as possible, and you won't even know who's in the dating app. That's their promise to you. It's just another facet with the data that they have. Now, a lot of other people said, well, a lot of other reports said that things like Tinder went down 20% in their valuation, their stock, and which rightfully so is what happens. Will that be the end of Tinder and Match.com? Well, Match.com's been around since the 90s. So I don't think so on there. I think Tinder is going to be fine. I think eHarmony is going to be fine. Facebook's going to be there. And, you know, I wouldn't even be surprised if there's ways that you would go to Match.com through Facebook's dating app profile. Now, I can't, you know, I'm guessing that through the marketplace, it's very similar. If you go through the marketplace now, you have Joe selling his phone for $80 and Bob's selling this coffee mug for $50 or whatever. And then all of a sudden you see sponsored ads from, you know, going to this. You can go to the store and pick that up. You know, Walgreens has a lipstick or something like that. And I'm guessing in these dating apps, it's going to be the same thing. And they're not going to be sending your information over to Match.com or eHarmony, but you'll probably be able to merge your profiles or match your profiles. Say, I have a Match.com profile, I have an eHarmony profile, and then that'll probably go into the search results. And then you'll see, oh, Lucinda is looking for somebody. I'll click on it, and all of a sudden you're over at Match.com or you're over at eHarmony.com. Now, like I said, I don't know if this is going to happen, but that's how I've seen it with other things with Facebook. So why not with the dating app? I don't know. I don't need a dating app. I won't be on the dating app anytime soon. So you'll have to let me know how that goes. Other things, Instagram, the stories, they're really ramping up on the stories. I'm not a very big fan of stories, but I see how that they are really affecting people. So I'm trying to do some of them, but it's a lot of work when you're trying to get content in multiple avenues. And if you had like a 2 or 3 person team, that's if I had 2 or 3 people running cameras and stuff like that, that would be different. I would be able to have some cycles to do all this stuff. But one-man shop, it gets a little bit tougher. But a lot of people do it, and good job on that. And I'll definitely try and do it as much as possible. I'll stick with Instagram because I kind of like the format when it comes to the stories. And of course, then I can push it down into my regular feed, which then I can push it out to multiple other feeds. So a lot of other stuff that they talked about at F8. It's lots of cool stuff. Let's go down here. Let's see if there's anything. WhatsApp got an update. And of course, Oculus Go, which we're going to talk about here. Facebook, the Facebook Messenger. I'm still not a fan of Facebook Messenger, but you know, now it's a new way to communicate with people, and it's pretty exciting there. New stuff over at Instagram, so lots of cool stuff there. And I think the coolest thing that came out of the whole thing is the Oculus Go, because this is the 64 gigabyte model, $249. The 32 gigabyte model is $199. So, and it gets you into the VR system, because, you know, that's where we're going. A lot of people, you know, the biggest problem is this is a headset, and it's bulky, and a lot of people don't like that front weight. A lot of people don't like glasses. I don't really care too much for my glasses, but with the Bell's palsy, it was hard to keep contacts in. So I've been wearing my glasses for the last year and a half. I might switch back, but I definitely don't like to have this, especially now it's getting warmer. So I've noticed if it's like too warm in the room and I put this on, my glasses start to fog up, or the optics start to fog up. So I got to figure that out. So let's show you what's on this whole thing here. We've got the headset right here. As you can see, there's a little microphone hole down on the bottom here. We've got the charge, which is the micro USB charge, headphone jack, which you can hear pretty well without the headphones in, but good experience. Put a good set of headphones in and you'll be really impressed. Up on top, we have the power button and we have a volume button. And then of course, the strap over your head. Inside, it has a sensor, so you don't need to turn it off. But when you put, I have it off right now, but when you put your finger over or you put the headset on, it will tell you that it's on and somebody's using it, and go from there. So I tried to figure out a way to get this set up so you could see inside, and I do in a second. I did some videos, and that's because Facebook allows you to do Facebook Live through the Oculus Go. Really cool. Here's the joystick. Now this is the other important part to this whole thing, because the joystick will point to where you need to go, and of course you can use it to slay zombies, be a Jedi, whatever game you're playing. It's got a trackpad up on top with a push button on it. It's got the back button. It's got the home button, or not home button, but it's like a recognize button. So it'll tell you if you're using the joystick or not, and then a front button. The problem that I have with this joystick is it's really hard to move around on the thumb. I don't know. You notice how my thumb is overlapping on the trackpad. That's where the trackpad should be, in my thumb. So I would say this is perfect for a smaller hand, but a bigger hand like myself, it's tougher to use this joystick because I find myself cocking my thumb too much just to get to the trackpad. So some problems with the Oculus Go. First of all, let me show you some of the video here. This is what I took and put on Facebook Live. So this is the environment you saw if you go over to my regular Facebook page over at facebook.com/Jeffrey Powers. And I did the background of San Francisco. You can do multiple backgrounds. You have that home bar, which is down below. That's the other problem with this, is you have to, it's hard to move the joystick down below, and sometimes you have to cock your whole hand just to get to some of the options down below. So and I found in some of the games, I guess with the Vive VR and other VR headsets, it doesn't have a joystick, so it uses your head to determine where you want to go, whether it be hitting a button or moving the play bar or whatever. And so you really have to push down on your head or the headset just to get to the button in question. So, but if you're sitting in a recliner, it's really tough to do. When I'm in my chair, such as this chair right here, I can swivel around a lot, and I can move up and down a lot and get the good perspective. So another thing that I found is with the Oculus Go, the battery life on this is not that great. I think it was like, I was on full charge and I watched 2 Hulu episodes, and then I had to go charge. It was down to 15% at that point. So I'm not too impressed with the battery life on this thing. I'm not sure exactly what the specs are for the battery life. I suppose I should have looked that up. But the bottom line is, you might want to have some sort of power source nearby. And when you do plug in the power source, it does inhibit how you move. So maybe an external battery or something like that would be very helpful. Like I said, some of the apps are not originally meant for the Oculus Go, and so it's a different type of structure on that. The other thing is where your perspective is. So if I put on the headset, let's put on the headset. Hopefully it won't knock around the microphone. So I put on the headset and everything presents to the front of me. Now, if I wanted to, let's say, move the menu up, let's say I'm leaned back a little bit, I hold down that button right there and then it realigns. It's supposed to realign. Not all the time does that happen. So now, I have to figure out the happy point where I can then see what I'm seeing and be comfortable in seeing that as I go. So that was another thing. Other than that, straps, Velcro straps, so it's easy to actually set up your heads on that. Setting up the joystick, fairly straightforward. Like I said, you push that small button and you're good to go. Hold it down so it can calibrate and align. Got the little lanyard straps, so if you are playing a game, you don't go throwing the joystick across the room because you've accidentally let go of the button the wrong way and let go of the whole joystick. Other than that, let's see. For the price, it's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. The battery, I wish the battery had a better battery life, but I'm guessing that if it did have a better battery life, it would be $100 more. As simple as that. So, but one thing that I noticed, and one thing I'm going to start doing, I pulled out my Kodak Pix Pro camera, and I'm going to get another one and start doing not 360 but stereoscopic 180. So that's basically another camera this way, pointing like two eyes, doing the recording, and then of course stitch it together for a 3D effect. I can do this right now. It won't be 3D. A lot of you might not even notice it's not 3D. But then if I put the other one in, it'll definitely give you the view of the eyes and therefore a 3D effect. So I'll be playing with that. And then of course devices like this, the Lenovo Mirage, which just came out, I believe today or yesterday, this weekend, $300. It shoots 180-degree VR video, so stereoscopic video. And of course 180 means only the front half. The back, you don't see what's behind you, and in a lot of cases you don't need to because it's just junk or whatnot. But then of course I also did some with Kodak. I did some videos at CES. They're coming out with the Orbit, which is 360. They're coming out with a device that actually will fold in and out, so you can do 360 or 180 VR. I think that's going to be really cool. And then the other video I did when I first saw the Mirage, I also saw the Yi. And I got some video. What's really sad is that I got to use the Yi, what's the name of it? It's not Mirage. It is, I just had it in my head. It's gone. Anyway, the whole point is Yi's version of the 180 VR has a flip screen. I did some video. I did a walkthrough. I did the intro video. The intro video survived. The walkthrough video, something happened. I think the battery died and it didn't have a chance to process and save. So I can't show you that video, unfortunately, but I'm going to talk to Yi and probably get one in-house so we can show you how it goes and go from there. So, but Lenovo's $300 Mirage camera, it's a 4K camera. It's really nice. The only downfall to this camera that the Yi has is this has a fixed screen. The Yi has a flip screen, so I can flip it up. I can see myself while I'm walking around recording myself. So if you're a vlogger, that's going to be perfect. For this one, it's an easy guess because, you have a lot of space to work with. As long as you put it in front of you, you'll be able to catch your face. But it definitely will be a camera that I'll take a look at as we go and probably get one in-house and do a review on that as well. So, all right, well, thank you guys very much. I think that's going to be it for this little vlog right here. If you have any questions on the Oculus Go, let me know, and I'll see if I might just do a actual processed video on that with all the specs and all the information as I do a little bit more testing, aka playing around with. So anyway, that's it for this week. Thanks a lot for watching. Jeffrey Powers here. You can find me over at geekazine.com or twitter.com/geekazine, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Geekazine. Just think magazine, put in a geek, and you got me. So Thanks a lot for watching this vlog. We will see you next week. Go ahead and comment down below, like, and hit the notification for the next video. Until then, you guys geek out.